the Knicks City Dancers, and you're checking out JRSportBrief.
That's kind of awesome, isn't it? Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is JR, and you are checking out the Sport Brief. Now, it's almost past my bedtime. I just finished watching the New York Knicks defeat the Denver Nuggets. It may be a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but while watching that game, someone brought to my attention that Tina Charles from Christ the King High School here in New York City, who's now a member of UCONN, was beating up on some other women's basketball team. And I said, you know what? And this is from my main man, GB Baseball 22 on Twitter. Go check that guy out. And you know what? I said to him, okay, like, what's the big deal? UConn is whooping on another basketball program. And it got the gears kind of turning in my head. Who cares about women's sports? Does anyone in America really sit down and watch women's sports, whether college, whether professionally? Now, I watched more WNBA when the WNBA first started. And I must say, I cannot lie, it was actually quite exciting. We had Dawn Staley, Rebecca Lobo, Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, and Tina Thompson, and most of them obviously were on Houston Comets. But nowadays, we have Sylvia Fowles, we have Candace Parker's, Diana Taurasi's, we have the, I think I said Fowles, we have that big girl, and then we have Sue Bird, lots of big girls. But the thing is, the Houston Comets won 4 titles. They don't even exist today, which leads me to think that who cares about WNBA basketball? The gap in the level of competition between the top team, and you can use UConn as an example, the top team to even the second tier team is such a huge disparity. And this is not even like Eastern Conference basketball where the Cleveland Cavaliers are so much greater or better than the third team. This is like an absolute whooping. You can go out and beat a team 80-40 every single night. And you know what? I posed this question on Twitter. Who watches women's sports? My main man, Electric 88 from the Boogie Down Vern, Electric 788. Besides NCAA women's basketball and a little bit of soccer, nah, he doesn't watch. Devontae 202. He watches some college women's basketball, and he's telling me about some girl at Baylor who had 14 blocks. My main man, Richard BD, he tells me, does Olympic volleyball count? And I think he's watching that because the women, they have the jiggly parts that do all the shaking and stuff when they tap the ball. But you know what? What other women athletes are there outside of basketball that you could think of in the States besides soccer? Brandi Chastain. Who's the one from the GoDaddy commercial? See, she's not even known for racing. I can't even think of her name. What's that chick's name? I don't mean to disrespect anybody by calling her a chick, but you know who I'm talking about. Danica Patrick, the race car driver. And I mean, hey, what other women athletes are there in the United States? Do you like women's sports? Do you sit down? Will you watch it? I mean, I love women's sports. I said it before. Here, look. That I love women's sports. Yeah, I love women's sports. This is JR. This is a Sport Brief. I'm going to watch a little bit of WNBA, only when there's nothing else on TV. Let me know how you feel about women's sports. Drop some comments. Hit me up, JRSportBrief@gmail.com. I am out and tired. Peace.